That's cool. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I got Shells in the building, Shells Management.
Hey, how's everybody? Shelly
How
Shells.
you? Where are you at right now, Shells?
I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you doing out there? Having some fun, huh?
Yeah, you never know. I'm here and there everywhere. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of
that. So I want to tell the audience first and foremost, Shells is just phenomenal. And she is getting around. I mean, she has been in the industry, the music industry, for a very long time. And she has really made her name known. From East Coast to West Coast. Growing up in West Virginia, tell me something about that.
Yeah, I grew up in a farm in Milton, West Virginia, which is outside of Huntington, West Virginia. And farm life is not fun, but it was totally different than it is in the rest of the world. And all I wanted to do was travel. So first I was a nurse, even though I was a ghostwriter in the industry.
Wow.
And did beats and stuff like that. But I then went into management about 5 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And how did you get into management? Was this something that you always wanted to do, or music was always in your blood?
Well, music, the acronym for music, of course, I always have to put that out there, is Man Understanding Soul Inspired Communication. I copyrighted that when I was 14.
Love it.
But thank you. But yes, music's always been in my soul, in my heart. Piano, flute, saxophone, clarinet. Pretty much you can do anything from a flute upside down, if it makes sense. Took it sideways, put it upside down. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was a ghostwriter. I went to many, many shows on the weekends when I was nursing, and just was in the background. And then when my friend passed away, R.I.P. Strap, he always wanted me to be his manager, and I never did it. And at that time, I had just got pretty sick, couldn't be a nurse anymore. So I went into management, and I started out with a group in Indiana, actually, Naptown.
Indiana.
So, yeah, that's and we traveled the whole country. We did 36 states in 6 months.
Wow.
And,
wow.
Yeah, we got so many artists releasing things. We've got stuff from Wu-Tang Moss coming, JK. He's got some albums coming out. Of course, I also work with another one of my favorite artists I work with is P-Funk, The Last Disciple. You can check him out on YouTube. All these people you can find on YouTube. And then Criminal, he's from Compton, as well
Criminal,
as Boy.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Showgotta. You gotta love him.
Showgotta.
Yeah, Showgotta.
Tell the audience the relationship with Showgotta.
Well, Showgotta was in Kendrick Lamar's King Kunta, as was Cool Boy. He was also in the King Kunta video. And and also the Humble video. He did a cameo in the Humble video. So they all grew up together, which is really cool.
That's real cool.
I met all of them at different times, which is so weird. But we were all on the Don't Count Me Out tour this past May. And I have Ross there. Ross is actually from Kansas City, Missouri. And he's done several shows with me. He's flown out to Cali a few times when I lived out there and did shows. And he's a very good. It's Frost with 2 T's. You can look him up. I have so much that
I'm telling you,
Shells. Yeah. Oh, and Dustin Lyrics 2 Vision. He just came out with the album too, and I want to shout him out as well. So yeah, and he's from Utah.
Big shots out on the Mental Margarita Show.
That's right.
Got Shells Management in the house. Now, if there's any artists that are interested in working with you, how do they get in contact with you?
They can't.
There you go, guys.
Let me also mention, I worked with Hog and Spook. I did one song called Paranoid I've ever done. I recorded it, and it was with Hog and Spook, and they're out of California as well. So I want to mention them as well. Okay, so you can contact me. I was just kidding, you guys. you can contact me at Shelly Davis on Facebook. It's Shelldog926 on Instagram. It's SHELLBUG 926. My Snapchat is also the same thing, Shelldog926. My Twitter is SBug926. And that's pretty much, I have TikTok, all that. It's usually under Shelldog926 if you want to find me. My hashtag is ShellHigh. And you can Google that hashtag, and all my stuff comes up under like videos and pictures and all that. So
that's great. And we're gonna make sure that the audience gets a chance to see you more often, because we're gonna be collaborating in the future, me and you, and doing some interesting collaborations in Vegas.
Okay.
I'm excited.
All right.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, listen, you have a good one, and welcome
You
to the
too.
Mental Margarita Show. And you always have a place here, okay?
Thank you so much. And I really enjoy your time. Thank you so much.
All right, well, you take care.
You too. Much love.
I can imagine. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show, man. It's good to have you here. I mean, we're talking about somebody that's done it on a professional level, on a major level. I mean, so many people that I've spoken to that know you, they have so much high compliments about you, your work ethic, everything that you put to the table. Can you give a little introduction to the audience about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's about the music. It's about Ultimate. So I'm definitely representing Ultimate tonight. My name is Marlon Greenwood, originally from Jamaica. Came to the States when I was 11. Started doing music in ninth grade. Ninth grade in high school, that's when I started writing songs. Before I was even playing football or wrestling or anything like that, I started doing it. Found out that all you have to do is make the words rhyme and then come up with a catchy hook. So I remember like one of my songs was called, if a boy tried this ultimate, them I got dead, 1 toes, a couple and 3 toes, and let that way you get in your head, back then it was like Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, and all those,
Yes.
That was like my first song I wrote like in ninth grade. I remember when I was playing for some guys on that, cassette tape that I recorded on. They were like, man, this is pretty nice. So it's something that I always liked, so I kept on doing it. You talk about, being on the honor roll, high honor roll, marking period, having my father as my mentor, first mentor, telling me do your best at any contest and God will do the rest. That's what got me on the path of doing that. Then I had a coach that got me into wrestling. I ended up winning 5 state championship, state champion wrestling in high school. Became my coach, first state champion at Freeport High School in 29 years.
Right.
That same coach got me into football my junior year. And he, after my first year playing football, I got offered a full scholarship. And throughout that time, playing football and working hard in school and, going to get my degree like in college in physical therapy, starting 48 consecutive games at Syracuse, continued to do my music. Music was something that I love to do, and I've kept on doing it, kept on getting better each and every time. And I always felt like, the music is good, but it's not quite there yet. And when I got drafted by the Dolphins, and I was there, and I remember I got hurt pretty bad my rookie year. I got a midfoot sprain. I was on crutches for about a month. I was supposed to be projected to be the starter. And I remember I was in the locker room and Jason Taylor was like, Marlon, don't think that we forgot about you. You got to sing your rookie song, and I was, and I said, all right. So I went over there, and when I went over there, I actually did one of my songs that I wrote in college called Blow the Skyline Out of Proportion, because, I used to hear different rappers like Biggie and everybody. They always talk about sky the limit, and I felt like you shouldn't limit yourself to anything.
At all.
So my first song that I wrote in college that I sung there in the locker room was called Blow the Skyline Out of Proportion. And I remember the PR guy heard it and was like, man, the song's pretty good. But, here I'm thinking, yeah, they're probably just saying that because, I'm hurt, I'm on crutches, and,
Right. Let's give you some sympathy.
try to give you some moral support and all of that. But it was like, no, man, it's good. I'm going to introduce it to a producer in the off season. And that's when they introduced him to Courtney Morgan, like over the off season, went to the studio, and we recorded the first song, created the first beat. Next thing you know, they were playing it during the season of the next year. I ended up starting, by the way, my rookie year, and I finished up the season.
All right.
He ended up starting as a rookie. He started 4 years for the Dolphins, then signed with the Houston Texans 4 years for 4 years as well, and started 4 years for them. But I started doing the music then, and then during my second year, they were playing it on like the Jumbotron. I remember they were playing it down there in Miami because we did a video. Jason Taylor was in the video, Patrick Surtain was in the video, Chris Chambers was in the video, and a few more guys, Adewale and Gunleye. I can't remember everyone. But it was a really nice video, and from then I just started doing more recordings in the studio and continued to build upon that. And then when I became a free agent in 2009, my cousin is Blackout. Blackout, I did the song "This Is Why I'm Hot" by Mims.
This Is Why I'm Hot, yeah.
This Is Why I'm Hot. So he did that, and it was actually recorded in my studio down in Miami. Actually, I had a studio over there in Aventura, and that was recorded there. But I had those artists, those producers that valued quality music. And so when I became a free agent, I started building my album, and that's when I had the #1 added song to Rhythmic Radio, "It's My Birthday." I recorded it prior to that. And then he got signed with Ultra, all the things that I'd done with the "It's My Birthday." And I saw how hard I worked to get it to that point, and then I just needed a little bit of assistance. And, I didn't really see much of that assistance. So, from then and there, I just kind of put the music, not put it out there, but just basically continue to do it for myself.
Right.
Continue to do it for myself because I love the music regardless. It's something that I'm going to do. And I have some quality songs that every time I let people hear it, they always say, man, these songs need to be out there, but I need to meet the right person. I need to meet somebody like a Dr. Dre that can really get it out there. Do the same thing that he did for like Eminem and also 50 Cent, because I feel like the music that I have can really, it's a different music, it's a different sound, have a unique unique style and something that people are going to gravitate to. So I know that.
Fantastic, man. Hey, Ultimate, it was an ultimate experience. It was wonderful. It's good that I got a chance to get a hold of you. I know football season has started, so you might be doing some networking circuits. But thank you for coming on the Mental Margarita show.
Yeah.
And I look forward for us to collaborate and chopping it up in the future. Okay, my brother?
Absolutely, bro. And once I get all those things up to date, I'll let you know that everything is ready to rock and roll. But for now, they could go to the Instagram, Ultimate5256, and there we can get all the details there. And I have the link to the link tree there, and they'll be able to get the music from there. It's always good to channel them one place. There's so much different social media stuff out there. Go here, go there. You'll be like, where am I gonna go?
I don't know where to go.
Go there. That's where that's where I'm directing them and keep them going in that direction. So it could be simple. Yeah.
All right, my brother, and you make sure you keep going to the top, man, because you're doing your thing, man.
Hey, man, if you're currently working on it, but if you know a link to Dr. Dre or anybody that could set up a one-on-one meeting, it definitely would be something that I would be interested in. You never know, right? I'm working on it on my end.
You never know.
Got some ends with Death Row Records. It's going to be doing some marketing stuff for them. But I want to be able to get a connection there. Because, Snoop is on there. They're trying to change the image of that. They're trying to put some positive music out there, trying to do some different things. But I feel like the person that would really be able to get Ultimate to where Ultimate need to be is Dr. Dre, man.
The doctor.
The doctor. The doctor and Ultimate.
The doctor. That's
it, man. For real, man. Let's get it. Because, time is not waiting on anybody. So I just want to be able
That's it. I actually got I got a couple of people that I'll reach out to. Yeah, we'll definitely chop it up.
Okay, yeah, man, and just let it happen organically. Yeah, I know
Right.
if that happen to come across the mind, just be like,
Exactly.
oh, snap, because that's how things happen. So, yeah, man, appreciate this, brother.
Appreciate you too, my brother.
All right.
You have a good one.
You too. All right, bless.
Let's take the world.
All right, peace.
Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, my brother. How are you?
You know what? I'm feeling good too because I'm excited. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night football. Football's been going on all day. So
That's good.
whenever football is going on in America, it's just like it does something that's just wonderful. But speaking of wonderful, I should call you Mr. Wonderful because you got some wonderful things that are going on.
Absolutely.
Now, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, so my name is Daniel Bartley Jr., aka DBJ. I am a producer, singer-songwriter, entertainer, all of the above. When it comes to music, I love it, and I do it very well.
You know what? You do very well. And let me tell you something. What I love about you is that you're smooth. There's not look, Big Daddy Kane had a song called Smooth Operators. And I think that you were part of that mix. You were smooth. You're a
like
smooth
that.
operator. Tell me about your early upbringing.
So, I grew up in the church. My father's a pastor. And so from a young age, I really took a liking to music, specifically the piano, and from studying the piano for many years, it got me into many different arenas. So I learned production. I also learned that I had a talent for singing and performing. Also that I've been able to produce and then also orchestrate as well. Fairly recently, we did a movie. Yeah, we did a short film called The Sweetest Girl, which won 8+ awards, and, I've been performing almost like my whole life as well. So, I've been doing this thing, they're doing it a while and continue to grow and evolve in it and, see where it takes me.
Right. Now listen, you know what? Quincy Jones it's an idol of mine. What does he mean to you? What does he mean to what we do and specifically what you do? Because you said a lot of things that, I don't know, that were kind of synonymous to his world. What does someone like that mean to you? And who are some of your inspirations?
Awesome. So first and foremost, Quincy is a legend. I believe that he's a forerunner in music, and a lot of the soundtrack to many people's lives was built through him. And also I feel like he laid down such a foundation for everything that we have today. I'm a firm believer that a lot of people have been influenced by his sound and by his methodology and just how he created music and pushed the boundaries of music. So you see that DNA all over the place today. So we stand on great shoulders when we talk about Quincy Jones. In terms of myself, I have many different influences. Some of them being Usher, John Legend.
John Legend.
Yeah, Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak.
Oh, guys, I love Bruno now.
Yeah, man. So I pride myself in being able to create whatever's in my mind. So if I'm wanting to push out a pop record, I put out a pop record. If I want to put out an R&B record, I have the versatility to be able to do that. And that's thanks be to the Most High. And then also the fact that, you know, I've been studying, I'm a student of music. So I love creating and doing things that just come straight out of me. We recently released a record called Lose My Freaking Mind that has a Latin influence.
You're making me lose my freaking mind. Hold on. I didn't know that you had a record called Lose My Freaking Mind, because now I'm losing my freaking mind.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We actually recorded it in 3 languages. We did it in French, we did it in Spanish, and we did it in English as well.
So that you really respect music as a whole, mm-hmm. and what it brings to the table. Now, speaking of that, what are some of the new things that you are working on to push that progress, that energy that's totally kinetic forward?
Thank you so much for asking. And I forgot to tell you in the very beginning of this, really, thank you so much for the time that you're taking for us to do this interview. I really appreciate you. Appreciate the program as well. So when it comes to my projects, I have my hands in a couple different things now. We're still continuing to build our catalog for television, movies, TV shows. We're also working on singles to be released fairly soon. We're thinking either Q4 or Q1 to have some singles released to really start building the momentum of the brand. And then also in terms of my orchestral work, there's some things in the mix there as well. In terms of performing, really, my main focus now is building the catalog, building community around the brand so that, you know, when the time comes for us to really put on a show, we can put on a very strong showing, no matter where we're performing. So really, that's the main key that we're focusing on now, just continuing to build the catalog and continuing to release great music, release great content as well. In this time that we're living in, the artist is not merely, he's not merely a just a distributor of music, but also a brand in and of themselves, a business in and of themselves. So you have to kind of put yourself out there in that. So it's like I continue to believe that at the end of the day, creating great things will come. And they do. They always do. So I'm of the mindset of continuing to create great music, continuing to try to touch people and change people's lives. At the end of the day, this is what matters the most, the legacy that we'll leave with what we create.
There you go, baby. And guess what? Mental Margarita Show, we called you too.
There you go. There you go. Case in point.
So you must be doing something.
Exactly.
I was just talking to Jersey Doll. Let me tell you something. Jersey Doll is the connoisseur when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we were just talking about the platform because the platform means so much to me and her both. Mm-hmm. Because we're artists that really care about the music. And I know it's Mental Margarita, and most people are gonna overstep the mental and they're gonna go straight to the margarita, right? And I get that. I figure that if I put the 2 words together, then maybe I'll catch 1 or 2.
I feel like I really love the brand. I love the name itself. I think there's the saying, any publicity is good publicity, right? So like I feel like whether people like it or not, it's a win for you.
How does the audience get in if they want to reach out to you, if they want to engage, if they want to know what's the latest thing that's going on, how do they get in contact with you?
Awesome. So several ways. I have a website. It's danielbartleyjr.com that you can find me. You can find me on social media at DBJ Music with a Q. And from there, you can just find out all types of things about me. You know, my YouTube is on my website. my TikTok is on my Instagram. Like everything's interconnected, so it's very easy. You could even Google me, just Daniel Bartlett Jr., and then boom, everything will pop out. I really worked hard the past couple of years to leave a good digital footprint, so it's not hard to find me at all.
I love that digital footprint. Oh my goodness, we're moving into the future. Well, listen, Daniel, Danny, DBJ, whatever you want me to call you. Let's just say a guy to look out for that has such a musical contribution to bring to the table. I want to thank you for being on the Mental Margarita Show. It's Sunday, man. I'm enjoying the games, but I thank you so much for taking some time out and hanging out with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. This show is incredible. I had an amazing time. Thank you so much.
All right. God bless you, my brother.
Take care.
Let's shake the world.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie Baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like